Welcome back to another episode, guys. I'm out here with my good buddy Jason Thomason. We were talking last week and we planned this trip to come out on Guntersville. Last night was one of the coldest nights of the year. It was like, what did it get down to? Like 20 degrees or something?
Alexa said 17 at my house this morning.
17 degrees, guys. So it was freezing cold. We didn't get an early start because of that. We got out here, it's like 10 o'clock right now. We're gonna try to catch some bass, but I just want to introduce you, my buddy Jason here. So Jason, where are you from, and sort of, you know, what got you into bass fishing, and just give me a quick rundown of who you are.
From Gadsden, Alabama, Hopes Bluff area. I live in Southside now. I grew up on the lake, started fishing when I was young with my granddad. Didn't fish until I was in my 30s. Started bass fishing in my 30s and became immediately addicted, and it's led me to this down the road. 10 years, 12 years in, so here we are still chasing them.
So what are we gonna focus on today on Guntersville? What's at least our idea going into the day? What are we gonna throw? What are we gonna be looking for? Just to kind of give the viewers a little bit of a rundown of sort of what they can expect to see, or at least our preconceived notions of what they expect.
Preconceived. What we're going to start with is look for some suspended fish on bait. Try to throw a jerkbait a little bit. Back up off the bank. The water's down 2.5 feet roughly. Water temp's 51 degrees. So it's changed condition. Not sure really what to expect, but we're going to try basic winter patterns and see how that pays off for us.
Cool, man. Well, I'm excited to get out there or get out here and catch some fish.
Absolutely.
We haven't thrown anything in the water yet, so I know we're both itching to get a bait in the water. But you know, thanks Jason for the invite on the boat, and I'm super excited. It's always a good time getting out and fishing with your buddies. This is just an awesome hobby. You get to meet so many different people, get to get out on the water and share something that you know you love with somebody else that loves the same thing. So without further ado, enjoy the video, guys. Hopefully we catch some really big fish, and yeah, enjoy the content. All right, let's get after it, guys. Ate it again. Big, giant, dude. Oh my god, dude. This is a big one. Like, really, really big one. Please be a bass. Please don't be a drum. Dude, look at this thing fight. It might be a drum. It's rolling. Yeah, I think it's a drum though. I don't know, dude. It could be a largemouth. Oh my god, dude. It's a largemouth. Oh my god, dude. Yes. Yes.
5.5.
Oh, dude, look how fat it is. I thought it was a drum. Dude, I got bit and missed it, and I just started reeling, and my bait was like, and then this just crushed it. Oh, guys, look at that Erie 115 in the face. It was not hooked very good either. Look at this, guys. He was literally hooked by the skin of his jaw. Giant fish on the Nishine 115. Look at that one, guys. Just a tank, super fat gut, feeding up for the winter. We'll grab her some water, and then we're gonna stick her on the scale. Such a meaty fish. 5'6". 5 pounds, 6 ounce, almost 5.5. Yeah, dude, that's a good one. Such a healthy fish, man. Such a healthy fish. Makes you wonder how big was.
That's so awesome. I love it that you caught a 5.
That was a good one, dude.
That's a quality fish. And you come out here and catch nothing, catch a bunch of little ones.
Oh yeah.
Catching a 5 is a good day. Just automatically
automatically quality.
That was beyond my expectations. I mean, obviously you hope to catch a big one every time, but I was expecting, like you said, maybe some 2s, 3s. Oh my God, dude. Bigger. Dude, it literally, my bait was sitting there. This is another giant, dude, and it just took off. Dude, this is a freaking giant. I'm telling you, Jason, my bait was sitting still and it ripped drag off my reel when it ate. Look at this. Dude, this is a giant fish if it's a bass. It's not rolling either, and it was suspended. I think it's a bass, dude. Oh my God, it's pounding right now. Stay hooked up, baby. I can't move it. I can't freaking move it. You can reel your bait in, dude. This is gonna be a minute. All right, she's getting up. She's coming up. Oh, it's a bass, but it's not even that big, dude. It's just strong. Oh, it's hooked backwards. That's why. Oh my God, dude. It is a good one. God, dude. The hook or the tie of the bait was like dead smack in the middle of the fish. That's why it fought so hard. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a nice one. I mean, that's another 2.5, 2 3/4 probably. Just absolutely smacked that jerkbait. Totally on the outside of the face though. I mean, I don't know if I need to change colors or what, but I'm definitely getting a bunch of bites. I hooked that fish really good though. I don't think it was ever gonna come off. Well, that's the thing. When you hook them like that, where you got one hook going in this way and the other one going in that way, then it's not coming off.
And you're pulling against them. You can never tell how big they are.
Dude, that thing seemed huge, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it had to been up.
I mean, it was not moving. Dude, the way that thing ate it, I twitch, pause, and it just went strip drag on the bite. There she goes. Number 2 on the day. Same deal on the 115 SD. They're starting to figure something out. You know, like you guys heard at the beginning of the day, this is sort of what Jason and I had in mind. We just had a feeling, you know, with the conditions the way they are, like I told you guys at the beginning, this is the coldest day of the, well, coldest night of the year so far. And as you can see, bright bluebird skies, sunny conditions. We just had a big front roll through like 2 days ago. And this is usually some of the, you know, these are usually some of the toughest conditions to catch them in. But when it's like this, the good old jerkbait can really get it done. So glad that it's working. Just like 5 minutes before you called, I was jerking my jerkbait down and I twitched it on the outside edge of the shade line. And literally I had slack in my line, like a bow in my line. And I looked away and a fish hit it, and it hit it so hard and ran so fast that it stripped drag off my reel when it hit.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it was a 212. Oh, Jason's got one. Letting it sit. Oh, it's a big one. Oh no, it's on solid. It looked big, it flashed. You got him?
Well, cool.
Nice, dude. That's another 2.5.
Are they hitting it on like the dead stop?
Dead still.
Yeah, dead stop. Although that big one hit it when I pulled it. But Jason just got one on the, that's the 110 plus one, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's a good bait. That's in that matte shad color. That's his favorite pattern. Good solid fish. Working towards a decent little limit now if we can get 2 more good ones.
So you just started getting them, huh? Was it just too cold this morning?
I think so. I don't think we were around the right stuff though either. I only did it one time. I did one trip.
You ever done it with your buddies?
Your
buddies have a boat? You ever been out on like
no.
a private boat? Just going fishing with some dudes who are fishermen? You have to do that. Full rigs, man-made brush piles, man-made reeds.
Oh wow, so you're structure fishing.
All whole time, dog. So
What kind of fish do you catch?
everything. And the bigger the bait you throw down there, the bigger whatever's down there you catch.
That's cool.
We were catching, but like it looks like a black tuna, okay, but that's not what it is. They're very common. People catch them all the time, and they're worthless.
There's one, dude.
Nice. You big?
Yeah, it feels like a good one. Doesn't feel like it's hooked real good. Yeah, it's not real big. I got him. It was just fighting weird. I could tell it wasn't hooked real good. I could feel the bait flopping on his face.
That's when you got a sensitive rod. We take those things and set them on the
Mm-hmm.
and use that as a drop on.
Little
At the
guy?
end of the day, bonita, that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. Not a bad one. Not big though. See that pond that I found? It's super duper shallow, and I was getting them on that jerkbait really good. But I would notice I would hit bottom with my jerkbait, and if I had a sinking bait or a suspending bait, I would have been screwed the moment I hit the bottom.
Absolutely.
Well, I pulled that weight off of my bait, and I got it to slowly float. So I'd hit bottom, and then I'd let it rise up off the bottom, and then you'd pull it back down and hit the bottom, and then you'd drag it and get it down near the bottom, and you just keep that contact and let it come back up. And the same can be said for grass, but sometimes they don't want it to float when it's really cold in the grass. They want it to sit there. If it floats, they will shy away from biting it. Another thing that you can do that you don't know, or a lot of people don't think about, is you know how a lot of jerkbaits, when you hit them really hard, they'll blow out? I purposely blow my bait out sometimes in order to get it to run shallower. So like if I'm hitting grass really hard, I'll blow my bait out to get it to roll and come up shallower. And so you're actually, you're using the blowout of the bait to your advantage to keep it in the strike zone without getting gummed up and too much in the grass. This is another thing I do a lot with the jerkbait that nobody really does, is a pull, to feel your bait vibrate. Like, so everybody talks about, well, like you hardly ever hear anybody say like, pull your jerkbait. And I get a lot of bites when I'm pulling the bait. You know, and it's not even, you know, darting. It's just, it's almost running like a crankbait would. So if I'm getting grass like this is pretty thick. Might you know, be best off in the middle of this thing. What I like to do is find where you can tick the grass. I mean, just like any lipless or chatterbait, you want to tick it, but you don't want to bury into it. But I've done my best here paralleling. Almost, you know how you're saying, you know, like ricocheting your jerkbait off cover?
Yeah.
Keeping your jerkbait shallow enough to where if you know, hit it in the right little spot with the right rock, you can bounce it off the rock. You know, I've also caught them where you're not hitting bottom, but more often than not, if you can bounce bottom, call it. That's a decent one. Yeah. Is it? No, yeah, it is. Nice. Spotted bass on the Vision 110 +1. Cool. Yep.
I mean, I'm not convinced yet, but I'm feeling really hopeful about making the swap and throwing the 110 most of the season.
Oh, the +1.
One most of the time. Very good.
Got him?
Yeah.
Good one? You want me to net it? Oh, it's a decent one. Oh, look at that. I'm glad I grabbed the net. He wasn't a giant, but he came off. He's a 2-pounder probably. 2-pounder. Right on. Well, guys, I'm not out on the water anymore. I forgot to do an outro. I kind of had to rush out of there and help Michaela out. She ended up having some car troubles, so I had to have Jason drop me off. Well, actually, he pulled out because we pretty much finished our day anyways. So didn't get to do an outro with Jason, but I just want to say thank you so much to Jason. Had a great day out there. Caught some nice fish. That first fish was just awesome. Such a solid fish. I hadn't been out on Guntersville in like, I don't know, a month, and to go out there and first good fish in the boat, you know, be a 5.5 pounder, just, you know, or just under 5.5 pounds. It was really cool. But I just wanted to share with you guys real quick while I'm sitting here, sort of what I was doing and what we were, you know, how we were targeting the fish. We kind of explained it briefly in the video, but I wanted to do a more in-depth overview. So as far as the bait I was using a Nishine. This is an Erie 115 This is the SD model. So what that refers to is shallow diver. So the bill is a little bit narrower. The MD model has a wider bill on it, which is going to get it down a little bit deeper. The SD is a really, really good bait. I mean, they're all really, really good baits. I just, this SD is a great bait for when you're targeting that 5 to 7 foot range. And I've got the, this is like his detachable kind of weight system. This is how they come. It's a Nishine. It's called the outer weight is what it is. Pretty straightforward. This is a 1/22 of an ounce, so it's very, very light. But what it is it's made out of lead, so you can actually take a pair of side cutters or a pair of pliers and snip that weight. As you can see, this is a lot shorter than what it is here in the pack. So what you do is you snip that weight with a pair of scissors or pliers, like I said, and you get that bait to perfectly suspend, or if you want it to slowly sink, or if you want to cut it down even more, you can get it to where it just slowly rises. So that allows you to really alter the bait on the fly. And this is something that you could buy, and you could attach these to any of your favorite jerk baits. They just are designed for the Erie, the 115 size baits. But I use them on the Erie 95, this guy as well. There's your size comparison. I use that weight system on here. I just cut it way down, and it'll turn this bait into a slow sinking bait as well. But what we were doing was we were targeting suspended bass around the docks, and we were actually fishing over about 16, 17 feet of water. And like I said, this bait's only going down 5 to 7 feet. So these fish were positioning themselves on the shade line, on the edges of the dock, and they were, and we were also catching a few around that rock, as you guys saw at the end. And those fish are chasing bait fish. They're all chasing bait fish. And so this jerk bait, what it does is it entices those fish up. They come and look at it, and then that pausing and darting motion, it really triggers the natural instinct, the predatory instinct in a bass to just kind of lash out and get it. As you saw, some of the fish weren't even hooked in the mouth, but the fish will come up and swat at the bait. And these kamakiri trebles that come on these Nishine baits are so sticky sharp, and they've got that kind of slick, smooth coating on there, and so they just pin them even if the fish don't really, get the bait. So that's kind of what we were targeting. We didn't catch a bunch of fish, but we caught some nice fish. We had that 5.5 pounder, had that other one that was like 2 3/4. He had a 2.5, 2 1/4. So we had some decent fish. Just this time of the year, you can go out and hardly catch anything. So to have a day like that, we were pretty pleased with it. But I just wanted to break it down, share the bait with you guys, share that weight system with you guys. Jason pretty much the whole time was throwing a Megabass Vision 110 +1, and he likes the matte shad pattern. So we were both throwing a very similar color. This is like a mattish shad color. I believe this is called, it's some kind of smelt, ghost smelt maybe. It's a smelt color that Nishine has. You can check them out on their website. But anyway, that's what we were doing. I just wanted to break it down for you guys. I'll share with you my equipment, I guess my rod and reel really fast here while we're talking about it. Almost broke my rod. So I was throwing this is a 7'1" K2. This is a Phenix K2. This is a great rod. This is a medium heavy, but it's really more like a medium. I like the 7'1". A lot of guys like a shorter rod, a 6'8", 6'10". The 7'1" for me is comfortable. If you like shorter rods, this isn't going to be for you, but if you like that little bit longer rod for a jerkbait, definitely check this one out. And then the reel, I have that paired up with a 71 or 70 size Curado. This is a 7:2 to 1 gear ratio. Fast enough to pick line up between times when I rip the bait, but not slow enough to where if a fish runs at me or runs sideways that I can't pick up the line. But it's also not like too fast to where you're going to overpower the bait and blow the bait out and work your bait too fast into colder water. And I had that paired up on just straight 12-pound fluorocarbon. Super simple. Hope you guys took something away from this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. I enjoyed sharing it with you guys. I've got a little bit more stuff on my computer that I need to edit up, so hopefully we'll get that out here shortly. I'm learning this program. I'm enjoying this program, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel if you aren't already, and like this video. I mean, why wouldn't you? Got a 5.5 pounder. Like that. Thumbs up, guys. Like the video. So anyway, tuning out. Catch you next time on another episode of Jerkbait Fishing.